I felt this morning like this is what it is about. And our process has been building up to this and will build up even further. We begin with tapping into our dream. What is possible, the abundance. But so many people leave it at there and then it becomes a dream. It stays a dream. Yeah, the crisis in the world, it will make us all happier and more connected to the feminine. Smile, smile. Yeah, that's the dream. That's where it begins. Then it was about, okay, the practical steps. What do we do? How do we take a dream from up there down here in the earth? Focus, meaning, action. And remember, it's all about our path, the fast path. We have ourselves here, what we want there. It's a simplified idea. There's an obstacle in the beginning, in the middle. When we think of the obstacle as the problem, we're on the slow road. And not much is going to happen. And we could get very depressed in this time because the obstacles, the problems are very big. If we thought we had troubles before, they're bigger now. But in the fast road, remember, we don't see the obstacle as a problem, not as something that needs to be solved. We see it as a reason for us to get more into our power, to get bigger, to bring more of our gifts. And then we can just go by. Because it's all relative. If now this problem is big, I can try getting it smaller. But if I am bigger, boom, boom. So this is what is really meant when we say crisis is opportunity. An obstacle is a chance. It's a challenge. This is what we mean. And we are living that. And I felt it this morning. We were all tapping into our own unique power. That place that only I know. I'll put up the song. And we were doing it together. And that is what this time I feel is about. We want to fight, but we want to be an agent of change. We don't want to be just an instrument who, without wanting to, actually helps whatever is doing that bring, more control, more distancing, more separation, more loneliness. When I go to the ice rink, I love skating, and I'm so glad we can still skate. And it's so shocking that I have to think that way, that I should be glad that I could still skate. But what I see happening is that everybody wants to keep skating. Everybody wants to keep that ice rink open. And what do we start doing? We comply with rules that actually we don't want. I wear my mouth mask at the ice rink. My dog is here next to me, giving me a little hug. The boss of the ice rink tells us not to skate too close. He doesn't want to say that. He doesn't want to be part of separating us. But he also wants to keep the ice rink open. So I'm not blaming him 1 second. But for me, I want to look at how can I be sure that I'm not an agent of something I don't want to be. How can I become the agent of change that I want to be? And the only way, as far as I go, of knowing that is by tapping into that deep place that only I know. Tapping into my source or my light or my temple or my goddess, by whatever name you know her. And allowing things to rise from that place. And maybe that is exactly what we mean when we say the obstacle is here to let us grow into our power. Maybe it's the challenge that I needed to tap into that power even more. The first months of the whole thing, however we call it, since March 2020, I've been very active fighting, and especially when a spoedwet was made in Holland, a new law which takes away so many of our freedoms and so many of our rights and so much of our influence, gives it all to one or two people somewhere at the top, some top. You feel my anger when I speak about it? I've been very active in the movement to try to stop that. My posts were like read many times. They were liked like 800 times, some of them shared 500 times. There was power in it, but I couldn't stop it. And synchronicity has it that the very day that the law was passed, nobody knew when it was going to happen and kept being delayed. But finally, there was a sad day that it was passed not only in the first chamber that decides upon it, but also the second one. But that day, I happened to be in a workshop with Tony Robbins, an online workshop. He'd never given that workshop online before. And he is like the father of this, awaken to the fast road, awaken to the power within, unleash the power within, was literally the name of the workshop. And to me, it happened. And I really got back into that. And I was in my power again and energized. And I could feel like, the way I have been fighting, I didn't tap into that all of me. I was sharing my vision. I was sharing my ideas. It was inspiration. But what we're doing now, I wasn't sharing that yet. I wasn't helping people to really make that transformation to their own power. And that moment, I realized that's what I need to do. Now that this law is being passed, it's not the moment to give up. It's not the moment to get depressed. It's the moment to tap into my full power. And that very day, I set the date for the big workshop that is coming up. This one is actually building up to. It's already amazing, I know. 27 and 28 November. Unstoppable, alive now. Those words just came. I thought, that's what we need. We need to be unstoppable. We need to be alive, and we need to do it now. And I thought it isn't even correct English like that, but I didn't care. I thought this is what needs to go out in the world. And this is where my talent is, my biggest gift. And I use it in my signature program, Love Kit. And that's why women find love there in 8 weeks, which is crazy, but it happens all the time. And I need to use it here too. I need to use it to help way more women tap into our power. We have such powerful positions in the corporate world, the teams, the organizations, the companies that you lead. And that very day, I had my first 3 sign-ups for that event, because I knew if I don't make a step now, if I don't make it real now, I will chicken out tomorrow, right? Because I had been chickening out for a long time. I'd been thinking to myself, I need to do an event for a long time. I wasn't doing it. It was a should, it was not a must. It didn't come from my real power. But now, with this law being passed, I knew I need to up my game. Something else needs to happen here. I want to be an agent of change. So I am inviting you to really shift how you see obstacles and not see them anymore as problems. Thinking of obstacles as problems is part of the old thinking, of the slow road. When we really take that new road of breakthrough seriously, that's when it becomes an opportunity. And it's not a fun thing, and it's not an intellectual thing. I would have been so thankful if that law had not passed. Even if it meant I wouldn't have found this power, and even if would I want to miss this? It doesn't work that way, right? There is no right or wrong. There is just dancing to the beat of the music instead of wanting the music to stop. Being an agent of change, you can be it, but it doesn't mean you automatically are it because you want it. That owner of the ice rink, he is not an agent of change. Again, I don't blame him. And in the end, who knows, right? Because I can keep skating, I have more power, and maybe I teach more lives. And in the end, somehow it will all work out, and I don't blame anyone. But I don't want to be like him, let me say it that way. I don't want to be that one who actually helps to separate people and who actually helps people to accept that that would be normal. I want to be the one who brings a new paradigm, a paradigm of connection. In the history of the world, it has never been that it would be a hero to leave the ones fighting alone. It has never been that it would be a hero to stay home when others do the hard work. Never has it been like that. Because we are meant to be together. And that's what women bring. We bring a paradigm of togetherness, of relationships. This shift happened in biology a long time ago. Music isn't quite matching my fire, but I need to stay in the energy that we had before. In ancient times, people were connected, and in biology we're finding that back. It's not only about the individual animals, plants, trees that we need to study. We need to study the ecological system, the whole, because it's both true. It's not either or. It's not either I am an individual or I am part of a group. It's both true, and that's where the magic of life starts happening, when they come together, when they weave together. We need to start using a different language, using these words of connected words, like weaving instead of fighting, like side by side instead of shoot for it, right? We need to use our own language. We need to bring back what we really believe in and do that on every level, through our language, through our acts, through our, what more do you have? Especially through our language and our acts, but also through where we align. We aligned this morning with a place that only I know, and yet we were connected. We were there together. And the place was different for each of us, and yet there was a togetherness. And that's temple. Each has their own connection to the divine, and we're together in that temple. We tapped into that. You know now how it feels. And when you do your thing, it doesn't matter if you're the baker or the CEO or the entrepreneur. When you tap into this place, we are bringing togetherness from our own individual experience, and that's what the world needs right now. We are dying from our ideology of separation. I'm actually in the process of buying a new couch. Some of the things I find hard, because you made a decision for a long time. But I was kind of shocked. And this already happened like 2 years ago. A new kind of couch appeared. It used to be that a couch was about bringing people together. And the famous, corner constellation. But the new thing that won a big prestigious award in 2018 was a couch that was no couch. It was a couch that was kind of chairs linked together. But there was divisions. So everybody was sitting on their own island. That was, my God, our idea of couch in 2018. It's like the ultimate separation. And because of that thinking, that in our own homes, with our own dear ones, we all want our own islands. Each having our own iPad, probably. Because of that idea, this can happen now, and we respond to a crisis by isolating everyone. And we respond to a crisis by saying, stay home, and that's when you are a hero. Think of Jeanne d'Arc. She went right where it was hot, where it was scary. That used to be a hero, not stay home. It's crazy what's happening. And it's a signal, a sign that our ideology, our paradigm of separation has come to a level that is killing itself. And we literally see that because among our youth, and nowadays it's up till 30, used to be up till 15, crazy. Our youth, 25% is seriously considering suicide. Now, I'm not saying they will all suicide, but the 25% is seriously considering suicide. It never used to be like that. It used to be the rare exception. Life is a gift, and we used to all know that. 25% doesn't feel that at all anymore. They feel that life is a curse. They want to get rid of it. That's the saddest thing ever. And it's such an expression that my dog comes even closer to my leg. Yeah. It's such an expression that we are in something that is dying. And if you don't watch out, it kills the whole planet. But when we realign with that deep place within, and with the feminine, which is all about connection, relationships, and we can have all so many ideas about what feminine is, but this always comes back to not only one, two, connection, interaction, relationships. So I invite you on this day, our third day of our challenge, to redefine your connection with obstacles, and to see them as opportunities, but to give those words that have become hollow new meaning. We begin with our dream, and the dream alone is not enough. I dream that this time will bring the feminine and more connection. If we keep it there, it's fluffy. But when we take it as a starting point, it's incredibly powerful. Then we have the tools, the how. Focus, meaning action. It works on day 2 in our amazing thing. Thank you session, focus session. Thank you, Eileen, for the way you work there. No, not Eileen, but close to that. Sorry. It was so powerful, and we did it together, remember? It wasn't just me guiding her. It wasn't just her going on a journey. We were on a journey together. That was day 2. And now on day 3, we meet the obstacle. But as we meet the obstacle, we also tap into that deep place. That place that only I know. And let me end by playing a bit of that as we are preparing for tomorrow, the big breakthrough day. And you might also want to consider the full event. The full event. 2 days, 2 full days, not just a morning session. 2 full days.